Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 25th of February. So, let's just have a quick recap of the news here, what we due out today then. Wednesday 25th, we've already seen the Australian figures coming out, inflation higher than expected. Coming in, which is again putting pressure on interest rate increases for the Oz. Aside of that, I mean, we're nearly double. Just looking at the year-on-year figures, nearly double the 2% sort of target most central banks set. So, yeah, we should see some more action regarding that. Aside of that, then today, well, we've got Trump speaking there. Let's just check on the other system here as well. Well, we got Trump speaking. Side of that, we got a couple of other Fed speakers there. Not a great deal. Okay, let's get on and look at the markets then. Starting off with the euro dollar. Okay, so euro dollar, seeing it didn't really catch a continuation yet. Well, it did for a little while yesterday, but it was slow and it sort of ended up its bounce through the Asian session here at the moment. These markets are just stalling somewhat. When you look at where they are week to date here, it's been pretty flat so far. We have popped up there. A break of these well, the Monday's highs there would change my tune on what's happening here, but we could still roll over today. Just looking at what's actually happening, it has pushed up through almost into its R2 here. Pivots are very pinched yesterday, quite choppy sort of marks. There's no trade setting up here, so really just looking at what's going on. Yep, there's no real trade setting up there at the moment. Need to start breaking down more to be into a trade. The pound is following us. I mean, it's let's get on the dailies here. It's following a similar course at the moment. It's just not working for my original trade. That move into the 200 seems to have stalled things on the dailies there. Looking at it here, a break of the weekly pivot, it becomes less attractive. It really is looking like it's struggling here. Maybe a breakdown here, but otherwise it doesn't look like that's working through at the moment. US dollar yen, there is a potential, sorry, I'll go back on that pound, there is a potential long side of this. Obviously I've been looking at it on the short side because I've got a short position open, but there is the potential of this to push on and break above these highs. The 200 may just stall it in the short term here, otherwise wait and see what happens there, but it does, yeah, so there is that potential long side. US dollar yen still floating here. Let's just go on the dailies there. It's still looking the softer of the markets here at this stage. Yeah, still consolidating. It's, as I say, looking soft, but no real entries on this. So we'll move away from that. Australian dollar. So we've seen a shove up this morning with those inflation numbers, but it's stalling into its weekly R1. So we've actually seen S1 R1 hit here now, but we'll see what it does this morning. It's putting a bearish engulfing bar here on the hourlies at the moment, whether that sticks. I'll be a bit careful with this. It has double topped here, sort of thing. Running to this towards this prior high here. Might just stall. We'll see what's happening. The euro's coming off. The pound's still staying neutral at the moment. I don't have an entry on this. I'm not looking to go long on this. US dollar CAD at the moment, anyway. US dollar CAD. Okay, reaction yesterday into the 50 daily 50. That seems to have stalled it, but it's getting a minor bounce at the moment here. Again, bullish engulfing. Are we going to see dollar strength coming back through on these markets? It's three of the markets at the moment. We'll just see what occurs from here. Again, no real sell side on this at this stage. Dollar Swissy, just a quick look at the Swissy, what's going on here. Swissy's still holding its own here, pushing back southbound a little bit. Sort of Swissy makes some moves into yesterday, breaking lower high, etc. It's looking soft. A break of the lows here. We may get a continuation. We haven't hit the pivot there. A break back below the S1. Could see us coming down back to that S2 where we've got support sitting there anyway. It's this very tight ranging move. Euro Aussie. This is finally really getting a bit of more of a kicker going on this. Still sitting in this short from last week, and it's moving back down a tad better at the moment. It's again though, it's just stalling a little bit where it is now, but yeah, it's moving in the right direction. Yesterday it was going counter there for quite a bit of time, but it's doing the right thing at the moment with this data coming out this morning, but still short on that. Again, no new entries there, so it's a bit of a tough morning in terms of me seeing anything decent on the currency side here to be trading. There has been action. Some of it's counter the direction I'd really like to see it in. I'd rather see the likes of the euro. Just come back to this for example. I'd rather be seeing this on the shorter side. We'd started building, come back to the 4 hours there, we'd started building something. This may change and we might get something in the afternoon, but really still looking short side on this and the pound. But the pound for now, it's it could be coming up to take out my stops shortly. It's not too much higher than this level up here anyway, so could be stopped out on that. We'll see what this 50 is going to, the reaction to the daily, 4 hourly 50 is going to do. Right, okay, that's the currency side of things. So not a great deal sitting there right now. Gold, we're sitting here up again this morning. Again, in terms of new trades to come into this, I don't really fancy it at the moment. It has been sitting there quite choppy yesterday. It looked like it might have broken the pivot at some stage and continued. It never did. So I never built anything there yesterday, but today it's put, well, into last night, into this morning, it's put the higher low through there. Could be running up towards the R1, maybe those near-term highs here at 5,241, somewhere in that region. But it's not the prettiest of things, and I must admit I prefer it just to stay there quite steadily. Silver's up nearly 4% today. It's pushing back to its mean. It's got its monthly pivot there, which it might be just coming back to. We just watch out for a reaction to that. But I've got physical silver at the moment. No silver positions as such, but was looking to offload some of it, but I might still do. But I'm hanging in there at the moment on that, so that's a hold for me for now. Equity markets, S&Ps, again still ugly chop. I mean, there's nothing really. There's intraday stuff that you might get away with, some scalpy moves, but realistically, when the markets are sitting like they are, I mean, yesterday news speakers coming out, it's got quite ugly there. If you can get into some of the action for a good entry, maybe it's a range trade, but don't really like it. I'm just looking break, if you was looking at the long side, a break above that 500 this afternoon might come into, or weekly 200 might come into play a little bit and give some opportunity. We've seen a rally in the tech stocks. FTSE still steaming away. Look, it's a case if you've got the equity FTSE, is no real it's no stopping it. It's going in, making new all-time highs there. Sorry, there's just no entry on it. I say there's no obvious entry at this stage if you were looking for longs. DAX, sometimes you might get a delayed entry on this. It's quite slow and it's away from the highs. It's the weakest of the markets I follow here. I think the Nifty 50 actually is probably the weaker one. It was actually running down. I looked at it last week. When I'm looking at this here, it's maybe if it can get back above its weekly pivot there, it's got some potential. Short term, it's got a bit of potential here. Yesterday when we were looking at it, it did continue off to its S1, and that was that. Maybe R1, it's got some potential. I should watch it. It's just 4 minutes past 8 at the moment. We'll see. Anyway, there we go, guys. It's a sticky old markets at the moment. Some of these things, you're either in them or you're not. And well, if you're in them, well done. If you're not, we just got to sit here and wait. And it's a real patience game. Afternoons are working better than the mornings, of course. We've seen that for a long time now. It's probably a year or so now. Seems like it. The market's dynamics have changed, and okay, it's driven a lot by sort of Trump in a certain sense, although he's not really hitting quite the moves he once did. The markets are a little bit, I don't know, there's a bit more of a damper on the markets when some of the things he's doing and saying, but the overall inference still hits the market in the longer term here. The things to watch out for is that Australian dollar with a higher interest rate, higher inflation. Maybe that has got some bigger potential later on if we do see something more of a retrace. At the moment, though, it's pushing almost straight back up. It's put that bearish engulfing in there, but it's not triggered the lower side of that. Maybe it's just going to go. And it's already gone quite a long way. Might run into its R2. It didn't actually catch the pivot, so the R2 is in play effectively, but it needs a bit of time. Okay, so nothing major at the moment. I'll leave you there. Have a great day, and I will catch you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.